name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make slow cooker French dips. Now this is coming into fall here. Leaves are changing. My front lawn is just covered in leaves. I'm not actually looking forward to go out there and rake them probably over the next several weeks before winter finally hits. But you know what's great in fall? Pulling out the old slow cooker. And this is a great recipe that only takes a couple ingredients. You throw everything in the slow cooker. It fills the house with a delicious aroma. We're going to make some absolutely delicious sandwiches later on tonight. So the start of the show, I got around I think it's just over a 3-pound piece of chuck roast because it was on sale. I got an onion. I got a packet of Au Jus mix. We're going to use a package of the onion soup mix, a little beef bouillon, a couple other ingredients. Like I said, in the slow cooker, you could do this on low all day long or on high for around 4 or 5 hours, and dinner will be served. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of a sear on each side. Now this isn't a completely necessary step, but if you have the ability to do it, I would highly recommend it. I have some bacon grease in here, and I got it heated on like medium high. I don't want to necessarily smoke up the kitchen, but I just want to get a little bit of a crust on it since it is going to be cooking all day in the slow cooker. Alright, so I've had it heated up here for a few minutes. I'm just going to throw this big piece in here. Now, normally I salt my meat, but I'm going to be adding a lot of salt into the slow cooker. We have some beef broth, which is salty. We have an onion soup mix, which is salty. We have an Au Jus packet, which is salty. My rule is you can always add salt at the end once you taste it and it's done, but you can never take it out. So the only kind of seasoning I'm going to do right now is I got some fine ground black pepper, just a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. It's going to give, help the beef flavor come out. And then a little bit of good old garlic powder. Not garlic salt, garlic powder. Okay? And like I said, we're just going to give this around 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Get it really nice and hot. Get a sear going on it before we throw all the ingredients into the slow cooker. I mean, this really is a super easy dish, especially for these fall and winter nights when the weather gets cold. You come in from shoveling snow or raking leaves, you're a little cold. The house smells wonderful. Oh, I can't wait to try this later on tonight. We'll be back in around a minute when I'm ready to flip this. Alright guys, we're approaching 2 minutes. I moved it around a little bit. Alright. See, it's starting to smoke a little bit. Alright, there we go. See, that's what we want, that nice crust. So again, a little bit of ground black pepper, nothing crazy. A little bit of garlic powder. I'm also going to flip it on the sides just for around a minute, try to get all sides. But that's it, guys. I'll continue to cook this, and then I'll meet you over at the slow cooker. All right, so here's the slow cooker. Now, I'm going to start off with 2 cups of beef broth. Again, we can add some more. Some liquid is going to come out of the onions I'm putting in here, as well as the meat itself. I have 1 small yellow onion that I just kind of sliced up, not very small, not diced by any means, kind of big chunks, which is fine. I'm going to give this a stir. And now we're going to add 1 packet of Au Jus mix. This is 1 ounce package. And we can check on it. We can always add a little bit more water, but all this stuff is very salty. That's why I didn't salt the roast. And 1 package of the dry onion soup mix. Just to add a little bit of flavor as well. If you don't like onions, don't put the onions in. You know, you make it the way you want, but I'm gonna give this a good stir. Kind of get all those dry ingredients mixed in, like so. And I think having sliced onions on there just gives it a little bit of barrier so the meat doesn't burn on the bottom. And now, the star of the show, that beautiful chuck roast right on top. I mean, how easy is that? This is pretty much it, guys, okay? I'm gonna put the lid on it. If you're in a hurry, put it on high for 4 to 5 hours. We are at almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm gonna put it on low for now. I can always crank it up to high down the line if need be. But that's it, guys. I'll turn it on low. We'll come back in a little bit, see how it's doing. All right, guys, we are at the 3-hour mark right now. So it's bubbling nicely. What I'm gonna do, I haven't opened up the lid, you know. They say if you're looking, you're not cooking, but that's what's nice with the slow cooker lid. You can see through the glass. I am gonna flip it, so I'm gonna do that right now. We'll take a look at it together. It's gonna be a little bit of steam. I don't want to steam up the lens. Okay. Oh, it smells wonderful in here. I'll try to stir a little bit. All right. This will also give me an idea to kind of check the tenderness level. Okay, you can see it's definitely getting cooked. It's shrunk down a little bit, but it's certainly not tear apart tender, which is what I'm going for. Let's give it a good stir. There we go. Just wanted you guys to see it. We'll continue to let it cook. In the meantime, I'm thirsty. I'll meet you guys downstairs for a drink. All right, I'm trying something new from New Glarus Brewing Company. They are most famous for making Spotted Cow, but they make a lot of other specialty beers. And this one's called Bubbler. And for those of you not from Wisconsin, Bubbler is a nickname that people from Wisconsin call a public water fountain, the Bubbler. So when I saw that, I said I had to try it. This is my son Kyle.
Hello. We actually had some confusion with that because there's also like a caffeinated drink we have out here, like an energy drink called Bubbler.
Yeah, that's true.
B-U-B-B''R.
And that's not a...
We thought that there might have been some sort of similarity.
Yeah, at first I thought it might be a non-alcohol drink from New Glarus, but I looked it up. No, it's an actual beer. So, Kyle's trying something brand new. We do actually have an A&W restaurant in our town. It's actually the only fast food restaurant we have in our town. Did a video review. I'll leave a link below right after they first opened, but it's pretty good. And you know, obviously they're most famous for their root beer, but this is something I've never seen. It's ice cream sundae. Ice cream sundae soda. This has got to be full of calories. Let's see, 250 calories for one bottle.
How
So,
much sugar? How much sugar?
You don't even
how
know
much
that.
sugar? Let's see. 66 grams of sugar.
That's like a Coke though. That's not worse than.
Alright, so that's what Kyle's having.
That's not worse than a normal soda. That's like what a Coca-Cola would
That's a
be.
lot.
If you got a can of normal Coke.
Alright, well.
I've heard people talk about this a bit, and I love A&W, so I'm curious. Is it going to be good?
Alright, the old bubbler, you got it?
Jeez, it's not good. My hands must be oily or something right
Yeah,
now.
there you go. Alright. Can you smell what's cooking upstairs? It smells good, huh?
It does.
So this, I looked up, is supposed to be a very light Hefeweizen beer. And, what do they say here?
They said, from what I remember, it's supposed to taste like, was it banana, I think bubblegum and clove?
And clove, yeah. Interesting combination.
Sounds interesting.
I did look online. It's a low alcohol content. It's 4%. They say it's a Wisconsin thing. If you're ever in Wisconsin and you could get a New Glarus, give it a shot. It's got a cult following. People come from different states, Minnesota, Illinois, and they always buy like cases to bring back because you can't get it outside of Wisconsin.
Now maybe it's just me, but doesn't this just smell like a cream soda?
It smells like cream soda.
Yeah.
So you can see here we got a nice head. It's cloudy. All right. Cheers. All right. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. Let's give it a shot here. Now I do taste a little fruit presence. It's very light. A little bit on the banana side. I don't taste any bubble gum. It's got a nice flavor. All the new Glarus beers that I've tried, I've been impressed with. Monica really likes one that they make with Door County cherries. That's really good. It's a seasonal one, but boy, that one's really good as well. But yeah, this is nice. It's a very light wheat beer. So if you like the Hefeweizen, the wheat beer, you're looking for something different, give this a shot if you can get access to it. All right, Kyle, I'm really interested. How is your ice cream sundae A&W taste?
There's a lot going on, and it's hard for me to describe it, but I think the best way I could describe is it tastes sort of like a modified version of a cream soda.
Okay.
It's got that same aftertaste. It's got that same sort of like consistency, and it doesn't have that cream soda taste to it, but it almost feels like I'm drinking a cream soda.
Okay. Can you taste the flavors of an ice cream sundae? Can you taste like hot fudge or chocolate or anything in
Not
there?
that specifically, but you kind of like, it's kind of trying to go for like the overall flavor of it all kind of like blended together. If you threw a ice cream sundae in the blender, I guess, and then put it in your cup.
All right. Well, is that something you would have like instead of an A&W root beer?
Probably not, because I love all the other A&W stuff. There's more. I think
He's
they
a
have
root
better
beer
stuff.
fan for sure.
I love their root beer, and but also their cream soda is just amazing. I love all that stuff. And yeah, so.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. And I would definitely recommend this as well. So.
But would you drink this over a normal New Glarus? Over?
Probably not. Unless it was a very hot summer day. It is light, but even the Spotted Cow, I think, is around 4.5% alcohol. It's got a little bit more like a normal beer taste. I do like this. I would not turn it down. It's definitely better than any American kind of mass-produced beer. But Hefeweizens usually aren't my thing. The only one I really like, I'll make an exception for, is Spaten. When we lived back in California, we'd go to a place in Huntington Beach called Old World, where they had a little bar called the Ratskeller, and they would serve it in big glasses, and they'd always put a big slice of lemon in the beer. And boy, that's my favorite Hefeweizen beer of all time. But this is definitely good. But Hefeweizen isn't normally my favorite beer. All right, once again, cheers. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by. We're going to meet up with you in a little bit when we're ready to shred up that chuck roast and make some French dip sandwiches. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so it's been 5.5 hours total, and it's bubbling pretty good. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Looking really good. Just the whole house is filled with the beefy smell. This is looking so good. You can see the onions are kind of reduced down. All right. Well, someone's going to ask me, so let's take the instant read. Just go in here, see where we're at. 209. It goes in like butter. 209. Yeah, this is pretty much done. So what I'm going to do now is a couple things. First, I'm going to remove this chuck roast. I'm going to put it in a pan here, and we're going to shred it with a couple forks. I'm also going to take a few cups of this broth. I'm going to ladle it out and strain it. This is going to be the Au Jus that we're going to dip the sandwiches in, these French dip sandwiches. So I got to taste it and see what the salt content is. I haven't done that yet. So let me do that. I'll be back in a second, guys. Alright guys, here it is. I was able to pull it out in one piece. Almost fell apart. Now we're just going to take a couple forks. We're going to kind of just pull it apart. You see, at this temperature, it's just going to shred. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shred this. And obviously any big pieces of fat or anything like that you can throw away. We just want to kind of get this shredded. Oh. Look at this, man. Oh, it smells so good when I'm shredding it too. So let me see, like right here. Here's a little piece of fat. We'll kind of put that aside. I'll continue to shred this, guys. I'll be back in a second, kind of show you how it looks like when it's all done. All right, here we are. It's all shredded. There were some big clumps of fat that I took out. But there you go. So what I have over here now is that, woo, steamed up. Should have known better. Wait a second for it to unseam. What I have here is the gravy, the au jus, what we're going to dip the sandwiches in, but let's give it a second. It's going to take longer than I expected. I should have known better. But there's big chunks of onion and stuff in there, so I'm going to ladle that out. Here we go. It's clearing out. And we're going to put it in a saucepan. We're going to strain it. We're going to just kind of simmer it down. We might have to add some water depending on the salt content. We'll taste it. And we'll add the beef back in here. Kind of continue to let it heat up till we're ready to assemble these sandwiches. Be back in a second, guys. All right, so I have the gravy, the au jus, whatever you want to call it, with the onions. It's still simmering here on low. I got a regular size saucepan, and I got a little thing here to kind of filter out the onions. So what I'm going to do, I just got a little ladle here. I don't want to remove all of this stuff because I still want to continue to cook the beef. But what we're going to do here, we're going to strain a few cups of this. And I'm going to heat that up in the saucepan on the oven, stovetop I should say. Reduce it down for the au jus that we're going to dip these sandwiches in. You might have to push down a little bit, like so. Now you might have to add some more water, some more beef stock, depending. I think we have enough. I'm not going to get rid of those onions because I think the onions are going to taste good on the sandwich. I'm just kind of using the ladle to push down, kind of move it around a little bit, get all that liquid. It's still dripping. Let's see, one more ladle should be enough. Yeah, there we go. See how it's dripping? Just kind of move it around, push it down, get all that au jus, that gravy out. There we go. Like I said, I'm pushing a little, kind of squeezing out that liquid. And I'm just going to dump this onion back in. Just like so. All right. Now I'm going to taste this. Give it a stir. And I might add, if it's too salty, I'll just add water. If it needs a little salt, I'll add a little salt. We want to thicken this up just a little bit. But let's give this a taste right here. Oh. No, there's no need to add salt. That's why I didn't add it. It's salty enough. Wow. That's going to be good to dip our sandwiches in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the stovetop. I'm going to put a cover on it. I'm going to turn it on very low simmer. I just want this to kind of simmer ever so slightly, barely, for the next 15-20 minutes. Kind of let it thicken up a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to throw the beef in. Be back in a second. All right, guys. Here's the beef. We're just going to pour it all back into the slow cooker. Kind of soak up that gravy. Still have it on low. I haven't switched it. Haven't done anything with it. Stir that in. Look at this, guys. Oh man. All right, so there you go. Now, let's just see. I haven't had a sample of this yet. There's some onions in here too. I don't mind onions. If you don't like onions, don't add an onion. I don't want to eat a big piece. Let's take a little piece like this here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Was that good? And you saw how easy it was, guys. All right. We're pretty much there. I'm just gonna let this come up to temperature again. Give it another maybe 20 minutes while that au jus simmers on the stovetop. I'm gonna get some French bread. I'm gonna kind of put it in the oven, heat up with some cheese slices. We'll assemble our sandwiches. Man, is this gonna be good. Be back in a minute, guys. All right, so I'm ready to assemble these sandwiches. I'm gonna put these in the oven just to toast the bread up. I have an Italian loaf here, sliced in half. Got some provolone cheese. I'm gonna put a couple slices. Actually, let's put the slices on the bottom piece. Like that. I'm just going to throw this in the oven for around 10 minutes just to kind of crisp up. Once this is done, we'll assemble the sandwiches. Be back in a minute. Guys, it's just literally been 5 minutes. The bread is kind of crusty. You can see the cheese is melted. Now we assemble these sandwiches. Not very complicated. We want a little bit of juice. This is, I'll put it on top of the cheese. I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want it falling apart. There's a little bit of onion in this too. Look at that. And you can put as much or as little as you like. Just like so. And then I'm going to scoop out some of that au jus that I've had cooking on the stovetop. Just to dip these sandwiches. Put a little bit there. There we go. Alright. Now, put that on top. This has got the top right here. Ooh, we got some melted cheese. Yeah. Look at that, guys. I'm gonna cut these in half. This is a little bit smaller one. With me and Kyle are gonna try these in just a second. Let's see. There you go, guys. Let me get some au jus. We'll give these a sample. Just a second. Alright, guys, here we are. Look at these sandwiches. Woo! Man, give this a taste in just a second. Alright, welcome back. I'm here with my son Kyle.
Hello.
I have a little bit of au jus here. Got each half of a sandwich with some provolone cheese. Alright, Kyle. This is already good. But you want to dip it a little bit in there?
Alright.
Kind of like a little bit like an Italian beef. Hold your towel, your napkin. Alright, let's give this a taste. Now that is a good sandwich. I'm glad I didn't add any salt to the beef. Like I said, there was plenty of salt in the au jus mix, the onion soup mix. You know, you just have to be careful. Don't over salt it. What do you think, Kyle? I know this normally isn't your thing, but
That's good.
The best part about this is the slow cooker does all the work. You pretty much put everything in there you saw in the beginning and kind of saute. Get a crust on that chuck roast, throw it in there. Chopped up onion, couple packets, some beef stock, and let the slow cooker do its thing. Yeah, toast up some French bread, put on some provolone cheese, strain the liquid. Man, one of my favorite dishes, especially this time of year when it gets cold outside. You want something a little warm, smells the house with a delicious aroma. Any thoughts?
It's good, yeah.
Usually when you're quiet, it means you like it. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Please give this recipe a try. It's super easy, super delicious. Gonna have some leftovers for tomorrow as well. And I'll leave a link above below to my website, but make sure to click on the logo on the bottom of the screen. That'll allow you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that because it really helps my channel grow. And yeah, I'll leave a link to my website too, ericsmokingbbq.com. Please go check that out. And I appreciate you stopping by. I'm already done. Gonna have to make another one. Again, guys, super easy, super delicious. Give this a try. Got a whole slow cooker full here. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.